What's up, traders? Welcome to the Day Trading Show. My name is Austin Silver. I am your host. Before we get into today's episode, I want to take a second to let you know who we are talking to. Today, we're sitting down with Moh Mansouri. Now, Moh is a ASFX member. He's taken my course. He's been a trader in our group. He actually came to the London seminar that we had last December. Now, coming this December, you're going to hear a lot about the event during the podcast today. This December, we're hosting another seminar in London. So if you want more information about the seminar where you can meet me, Tom, about 50 other like-minded traders, we do group work, we do trading strategy talk, we do trade practice. It's very intense. There's a link in the description or just go to asfx.biz/events. Now, enjoy the podcast with Mr. Moh Mansouri. Welcome back, everybody. So today we are sitting down with my co-host, Tom Jackson, and our special guest, Mr. Moh Mansouri. Moh, did I say your last name correctly?
Yes.
Awesome. It's good to see you. Moh is an ASFX member. Moh and I and Tom all met each other in person last December. It's crazy how it feels like yesterday, but we're already coming up on the seminar this December. It's crazy. We all met in London last year, like I said, for our big Trading Accelerator event. So the three of us have known each other for a while. And today's podcast is really going to be just diving deep with Moh on how he has progressed as a trader. I've seen his journey, a lot of it. I've been kind of side by side with him, watching him grow, seeing him figure out problems that I'm sure a lot of you guys are struggling with or have come across already in your trading career. So the episode is going to be very relatable. And I know Moh knows how to present his information and he knows how to deliver it, to put it in a valuable and fact and no fluff based way. So Moh, we're really excited to chat with you, bro. I appreciate you giving us the time.
Thanks for the opportunity, bro. It's an honor for me.
Just for everybody's reference, Tom is in the UK still, and Moh is in Switzerland. So we're multinational today. We're taking over the whole globe. I know you boys are ready for lunch. I'm here still waking up and having my breakfast, but I'm glad to have us all together. So Tom, first question's for you, bro. Before we pass it to Moh to introduce himself, you've had your biggest month of the year. So can you just talk about that really quick? Double-digit month, feeling really good. Just speak on that for a second before we go to Moh.
Yes, I don't want to count my chickens just yet. There's still a few trading days to go, so we may not get there. But so far, so good. It's been a stark contrast to what it was at the start of the year. So a few changes, I think. Just really digging into the details, the trades, the things. All the answers have been in my trading journal. So yeah, just really doubling down on the hard work, trying to cut out some distractions. I'm not sure whether it's a coincidence that the missus has gone back work and the baby started going nursery. So, but maybe that's a coincidence.
That definitely
there's less distractions about.
You would definitely point to that as a data point to say something that could be correlated, but not the full correlation, or not the full cause of it. But that, I think the distraction, I just told you before we started the podcast, I'm rocking the headphones now to get ready for when the baby's here so I can still try to focus. But just so everybody knows, and just so you know, Tom, I already got a backup plan. There's a co-working space near my house that if I need to rent an office, I'm going to quickly get an office, because I think that the distraction and focus, it's something we talk about all the time when it comes to running a business. Doesn't matter what business it is, trading, carpentry, doesn't matter. Focus is very important, and distractions will always get in our way, no matter how mentally strong we think we are, right? Distractions always creep in to some extent. So great.
Especially in today's day and age, they're everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll come back to your success this month, I'm sure, as the podcast goes on, Tom, but I wanted to highlight that in the beginning. So well done to you. Now to Moh. Moh, could you introduce yourself formally to the audience? Because I'm sure some listeners here, maybe they've seen you on Twitter, but they don't know your story a little bit. So catch us up if you don't mind.
As you said, my name is Moh. I'm from Switzerland. I'm 26 years old, and I became profitable in trading since, I would say, last year, technically. My first profitable year was last year, and I joined ASFX the previous year, the year before, in 2021, and only 1 year after I became profitable. Before that, I actually got introduced into trading by some advertisement I saw on Trading 212 back in 2012 when I was in high school with Luca. You know Luca?
Yeah, of course.
We were in class together. And I saw these advertisements and I showed him and other friends, hey, look, there's a new way to make money online. And, we should try to find something and you see if we can make money and blah, blah, blah. And then I got in and out trading for years, but never stay consistent. I never had a proper strategy. I never had a system. I never had nothing. Just click buy and click sell and click buy and click sell, like randomly, and blowing accounts and blowing accounts. Until in 2020, COVID kicked and I dropped out of school. And I had, okay, so there's nothing I can do, and I cannot rely on other people because a lot of people were losing jobs in that period of time. So I have to reinvent myself. I have had several businesses in the past, like software development and other kind of stuff. So one day I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw Lucas story, Instagram story, and he had some charts, beautiful charts on the screen, and I said, "Well, that's interesting. I've been interested in this kind of thing since 10 years already." I DM'd him, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he said, "I'm trading." I said, "Are you profitable?" And he said, "Yes." And I was like, "Well, every person I've ever asked, are you profitable? They say yes, but are you actually?" He said, "Yeah, of course. I found this guy in America and he is great and he blah blah blah." I said, "I don't know. Come to my place and let's talk about it." He actually came the next day. He was free the next day and he came in and he brought his laptop and he showed me the first video of your course. He showed me the first video and I was like, wow, this is different. This is actually different. He gave me your YouTube channel, your Twitter, your Instagram, whatever. I basically stalked you for a whole week on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. I watched like day and night. I was watching every single of your videos on YouTube. And then I decided, and then you host a webinar. Then you hosted a webinar and you made an offer for those who attended the webinar for a very good price. I said, okay, that course is mine. That course is mine. I bought the course and now here we are.
Now here we are. Plus a meeting in London in between. That's a great story, bro.
That was that was the best moment of my journey so far.
Well, you know,
Meeting
it's
you,
interesting.
Tom,
Yeah,
another
to
trader.
have you come out to that, because I know people are going to be listening to this and think, okay, Austin said the meeting was 2022. You joined and you really got heavy into trading 2020, 2021. If you were doing well, why did you need to come to the seminar? Why did you need to come meet the group? What would you say to that, Mo?
Because if you have the opportunity to meet your mentor and other traders, it's different than just learning something from a course and go full on the course. I mean, that's great, but if you have the opportunity to meet your mentor and other traders, I have one of the best times of my life, literally. And I'm still in contact with a lot of the guys that went to the London seminar on a daily basis almost. If you have the opportunity to meet them in person, it's a different vibe. It's a different feeling to learn something in person. It sticks with you together. Oh, forever. Sorry.
No,
It
100%.
sticks with you forever, and it's an incredible experience. I would do that again.
I think that
I would
honestly,
do that
bro,
again.
good. I hope you decide to come this year. The networking, I think, is a piece of it that we really don't sell it hard on the networking, because we sell it like you come, you're going to get group work, chart practice, presentation, me and Tom, the dancing monkeys on stage. We don't sell it like, oh, and you're also going to get time to talk to these other traders. But I think, like you said, that is like one of the undervalued, under-discussed pieces for coming to a seminar. I wanted to ask you, Tom, why
100%.
when he was saying his story, why were you chuckling? What did it make you think?
It's great. It's great to hear the story and somebody, the impact that, like you say, a course can have on people's lives, and the fact that then you've then come to London and now you're in contact with these people and traders, like-minded people that you're talking to every day. That was 5 months ago back at the seminar, and you're still talking to them on a daily basis. Can be one of the best investments that you make. You never know who you're going to turn up, who you're going to meet, and then you start, like you say, that little network, the little pod. And I know how powerful having people around you with the same goal can be, and pushing you to get better. So the fact that you've come away from that seminar, from starting from watching a video online to now, is just huge. I think it's inspiring. It's a great story.
It's so sick, bro. And it's so sick for us to be in the position to bring that all together. Like when I started this business, Mo has been around for a while. because before ASFX 2018, 2017, I was with the firm in New York. So I was selling courses with them and like doing the live room and running the whole thing, but it wasn't our brand. So Moh has been around joining, he joined ASFX when it's still like less than 2 years old. So he has seen a lot of the growth that we've come through. And for him to be one of the successful members, because we should be honest, I think this is something we could talk about for a second. How many members have come through since Moh has joined and they've seen the same course as him, but they have not made it successful like he has, right? Like it is majority. Wouldn't you agree, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely traits that set the few apart, and Moh is definitely one of them.
What do you think, Moh, about that? Like, what do you think is one of the factors that has led to your success when so many people around you struggle?
I would say accountability, but the most important thing that forced me to make it in this sector is that I made this my only option. Some people start something and they have a plan B, they have a plan C. If this doesn't work, I have something to fall back on. I didn't have that. I have this. My previous businesses have failed. And now I only have this. I have built my skill. I have back tested. I have demo traded. I have forward tested. I have tried several times. And now I'm ready to go on it. And I have to make it. And there is no other way for me to not make it. I simply made it my only option.
Yeah.
So when you have that
burn the ships, you have no option.
Yeah.
No going back.
Exactly. No, absolutely. When I made it my only, this is something I learned from my previous businesses as well, because I had plan A, plan B. If something doesn't work, okay, I have something to fall back on. But in this case, I didn't. I either make it work or I go homeless. I don't care.
Yeah. With the other businesses that you left behind, do you feel like the failures in those other businesses helped you to understand that losses are a part of the game in trading? Because like learning how to take losses is, as you've seen with some traders, it's very difficult. So do you think that the previous taste of losses has made it easier for you in trading to take losses?
100%. 100% is at the beginning when I started to take those losses, or the clients and the customers we were losing and stuff, I was like, that's tough. Like, how am I gonna do it? But moving forward, as the more losses I was taking, and the more lessons I was learning. And when I got into trading, I'm not saying it was easy for me, because still taking losses is not easy. But if you can cope with it, and if you can accept that losses are part of the game, as long as you keep them very small, you're good to go. You're good. So at the beginning, I remember my first year of trading was pretty hard. 2021 was extremely hard for me, extremely hard. And 2022, things started to get a little bit better and better, and this year is good. It's good.
What was hard about 2021?
A lot of things that many traders struggle with: over trading psychology, revenge trading, and like I saw a video of you recently that you give people a system and they try to change it and trade some other ways.
Welcome to the Black Shirt Club, bro. That's like half of the guys in the mentorship, right, Tom?
I stopped doing that, and okay, these are the rules. He gave me some rules, and they are back tested. They are working. Why I have to change them? When I got good experience understanding the strategies, the markets, my assets that I trade, I started changing the rules of my game. Now I trade mostly the D1. I have some slightly different rules. I renamed it. I am teaching other guys the divergence trading and stuff. But when I got the strategy, I was trying to change it based on my beliefs, on my previous strategies and systems. That didn't work. So one day I woke up, I said, okay, I'm gonna write them down. I wrote them down, and every day I was reading them like 5, 6, 7, 10 times before hitting the desk. And these small little adjustments helped me throughout the way. And now here we are.
Yeah. With the way you trade now, can you give more context for the listeners? 15-minute, 5-minute, what Forex pairs, any US markets? Like, what are you looking for now that you're finding success with this year?
When I started trading in 2021, when I bought the course and I learned the A1 and the D1 and the D2 strategy, actually, I'm gonna tell you something. I never learned the D2 strategy. I never did the course.
Really?
Yeah, I never did that. I only did the A1 and the A2. Sorry, the A1 and the D1, and
Okay.
that's it.
That's okay.
But I never went through the D2, never ever.
Interesting. Okay. That's
Especially now you say
I'm
that
glad,
you trade with Divergence and
right.
things like that.
Bro, but listen, I'm glad you admitted it. You got it off your chest finally here on the podcast. Finally, you get to say it. I didn't watch it. I finally
feels like
can say
that
it.
waiting to come out.
I know. He's been waiting to let that one loose.
I've been waiting for this for a very long time.
So go ahead, keep going. So no D2 course.
No, never. Actually, I learned it through the Discord's group.
Yes. It's very similar to a D1.
Yeah, it's just the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Quite
right.
a few, just some little different rules. And so when I started trading in 2021, and when I bought the course and I learned the A1 and the D1, I had 75 assets in my watch list.
Oh
and
my gosh, bro. 75?
75, and I was watching.
You take the cake, bro. Nobody had 75.
Day.
You get the cake, bro.
Every day.
That is crazy, bro. How do you not have gray hair?
No wonder you were overtrading.
I have no idea. That led me to overtrading, stressing myself too much. Like I risked to get burned out during my trading journey because of this.
Yeah.
Wake up every morning 2 hours before market close and watch 75 assets between Forex indices, cryptos, and stocks. I have that was crazy. I still have that watchlist somewhere. I'm gonna send it to you later. Then I started to size down. By time I started to size down, and now I literally have one asset. I trade one setup, one system, and not more than 4 to 5 hours a day. I wake up at between 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning, and I hit the desk. If there's a trade, if there's my setup, I take it. If there's not, I move on. I take my trend based on the 1 hour and the 15 minutes, and I place my trades on the 1 minute. I used to do it on the 5 minute as well last year, but it's not working for me very well. So I'm just sticking to the 1 minute.
Do you consider it scalping? Someone listening to this is thinking, "Oh, this guy's scalping."
Listen, a lot of people DM me on Twitter. Hey, do you?
Oh, you scalping? Right? Because they see a 1 minute chart and they think scalping.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, no, I'm not scalping because I hold my trades. Scalping, like they hold trades for like what 2 to 4 minutes,
2 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
exactly. Right. My trades on average. I went to my Forex book the other day. I was looking. My average trade is like 2.5 hours.
What's interesting about that is if we go back to Brian Shannon on a couple episodes ago, are you thinking this, Tom? You know what I'm about
exactly
to say?
The same.
Brian would go top down, and people would say the same thing, I'm sure, to him. Oh, he's scalping on a 2 minute. Meanwhile, the idea comes from the 1 hour or the daily or the 4 hour. He's just dropping down to that lower time frame for that best price of entry, which is just like the D1. The divergence in a D1 strategy, for everybody listening, like it's in our course, the divergence tells you the level to look at. It's the 1 minute that tells you then when is the right price and the right time to take the position. Was that fair to say, Mo? Was that how you think about it?
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very interesting to hear you describe it the same way. I think the amateur trader would think, oh, 1 minute chart, they must be scalping. Well, no, not at all. We could be doing a lot of things with a 1 minute chart, even just looking at it for structure points, smaller structure points. There's just a lot you can do. So, okay, so it's less scalping, more day trading. What is the asset? Did you say that? I don't know if you said the asset that you're focused on.
No, I only trade Euro USD.
Just Euro USD. Good spreads. A lot of people trade it.
Yeah. High liquidity, extremely high liquidity. So I don't have any kind of problems with it. Broker is good. Just like literally 2 months ago, I had still 4, 5, 6 assets. I had EU, GU, S&P, and a couple more. But I know this is the importance of journaling. I went to my Forex book of last year, and I saw that majority of my good trades were coming from Euro USD. Majority of my trades were taken on Euro USD, and my setup is performing well, is extremely well, especially in Euro USD. So I said, okay, let's cut out the noise and let's just focus on that one. I am stress-free now. I know what I'm doing. I know my assets very well. I know my system is perfectly applicable to the assets very well.
Yeah. And think about, as you say that, it makes me think, like, how much better do you trade when you are confident in what you're doing? Like, as you slimmed everything down, you get more confident in what you're doing. You're running back tests, you're doing markups, you're building confidence in less. See, I'm wearing the shirt, do less, do it better, do it bigger, right? You're getting confident in less, you're doing less, building confidence in a smaller list. And that makes it more, I'm sure it reduces the amount of hesitation in your trades. So would you speak on this for a second? And I'm sure Tom has got a question here or two. When you're focused on just one strategy, some people think, or just one pair, some people think you need more than one strategy. You need 5 different ways to trade it. What would you say to that, Mo?
Absolutely not.
No.
For me, at least personally,
Yeah.
you just need one system, literally one setup, one asset, and you're good to go. As long as the pattern you are trading is repeatable, as long as the asset you are trading presents that setup often and it's liquid enough, you're good to go. So I
And
found
if you're good with having no trade days, right? Because you have days where you wait for the setup, correct?
Now, yes. I had this little problem, especially a few months ago when I was trying to focus on one asset only. Euro USD has those days that's extremely choppy, like for days and days and days and days, sometimes even for 2 weeks in a row. And I was like, okay, if one asset is not enough, maybe I'm gonna add GU, maybe I'm gonna add ECAD, maybe I'm gonna add US 30 or NASDAQ or something that if I am stuck in that period, I'm going to look for something else. I tried, I added, I removed, I added, removed, but no, I'm gonna stick to one pair, to one asset that is volatile enough for me, that presents my setup enough often, and I'm gonna stick to that. And that is working extremely well for me now, more than ever, especially when I remove everything and I have only one asset, only that asset. That setup, because I was focused on A1, on D1, on all the strategies that I was learning before. That was a bunch of BS. Now it's just one asset, one setup, and good to go.
What happens when the market changes, though?
I just adapt.
How? Because someone's listening to this and that's what they're thinking. How?
It all depends on the market conditions. I think, I'm not bragging about it, but the D1 is good enough to help you adapt to the market conditions. We had a bad period of consolidation on Euro USD lately, and I think I haven't placed any trades for like 2.5 weeks, maybe, or maybe one in the whole period of consolidation before now it's going on a short trend again. Just adapt to the markets. It's not you that make the rules. It's the game that chooses the rules. It's the
So
game.
give me, yeah, not to push on it, but I have to push. When you say adapt, what does the trader listening to this do? Do they trade less? Do they do more markups? Do they try to trade the opposite direction? What does adapt look like? Give me the action. What does someone that is adapting, what are they doing?
What I do personally is take a step back and do more markups. This is what I'm especially doing lately because I haven't been very consistent in doing markups and journaling. But lately I have doing a lot of markups, a lot of journaling. It's extremely underrated. Nobody does it. A lot of traders I have been talking to, and they may be exposing their problems to me. Hey, this and that. I'm like, do you journal? Do at least save your markups in a folder on your computer and go over them sometimes and see, okay, this is that, this is that, this, that. No, I don't. Well, that's your problem. That sounds like a you problem, not me.
Right.
Take my
right.
advice. At least take. I have copied the Black Shirt Club daily report card. Back in September, October, I think. I have created my own version, and I'm working on that daily. I wasn't consistent until London, but after London, I'm consistent, more consistent.
Should I use that for a sales video for tickets?
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. No, I love that.
What
Go ahead, Tom. I
one
know
of the
you're biting.
questions I've got is so for the listeners, can you give some of the benefits of stripping down their watch list from 75 assets down to one, and what does that process look like gradually for somebody that is looking to hone in on something?
So what I did before, uh, from 75 to one asset, I was looking for those assets that presents this setup often, at least on a weekly basis. So first thing I did, I removed the stocks and the cryptos. I kept indices and forex, and I think commodities. And then I started just to cut every single thing out that doesn't present my setup. So a lot of indices went out, cryptos were completely out. I basically just forex left, forex and a couple commodities left on my watch list. But then I said, okay, I have more than 20, 25 forex pairs. I'm not gonna trade them all every day. Uh, Basically what I did was just looking for something that is liquid enough and presents my setup at least on a weekly basis. And that happened to be Euro USD. I'm not saying that's just Euro USD. I personally like Euro USD because it's my favorite asset, but there's a lot of other assets that present the same V1 idea with slightly different rules on a daily basis, almost on a daily basis, except for consolidation periods. That led me to.
So did you realize that different assets were moved differently during that period, or is that something that you
Yes.
always sort of
Yes.
understood? And what are the benefits to your trading now because you've only got one asset?
I have a free mind now. I am a lot more free, and I don't have to look at Euro USD, ECAD, GU every 15 minutes to see, hey, is there my setup presenting? Is there my setup presenting? No, I just open my Euro USD and that's it. If there's a setup, I take it. If there's not a setup, I don't.
The value
I
is in
think
the
that's
stress-free trading.
huge.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking, like you're saying that you're down on the 1 minute at times, if you're having to look at 75 different assets every 15 minutes, I'm not surprised you were stressed and missing things and making mistakes and making errors. And so, yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to go back down to one. And I know Austin's a massive advocate for this, of whittling it down to what you do best and just trading. I think that's where you saw your biggest success at the back end of sort of like last year, was really going into the S&P and Bitcoin and just focusing on two markets, really.
Yeah, 100%. Now, what do you do to stay, like, can you give the listeners an idea of the flow of a day for you? You kind of described the morning, but like, when are you doing the markups? Because some people are going to listen and they're going to say, like, do I do this while I'm trading? Do I do it after, at the end of the day? Give us like a day in the life, Mo.
I never do markups while I'm trading or while I have active trades or while I'm searching for trades. Maybe what I can do is write down some notes. That one I do sometimes. For example, I do some notes in order not to forget something. So a day in the life of Mo is like I wake up between 6 to 7, 8 a.m. I take a shower and I hit the desk. I wait for my setup to present. I stay at the desk maximum until 11:30 max, because this is the time span where my setup presents. Then I leave the desk and I go work out. I go for a walk, 45 minutes to 1 hour walking. And then I come back, I work out. And then I hit the desk with my boys and we go over our trading morning. Hey, I did this, I did that. We basically share our insights and ideas together in our Discord group, and we share our markups. Each one of us share our markups. We have to each day share our markups with each other, because we may be watching the same asset, but we might have different ideas and analysis sometimes. And later, after dinner, usually I do my journaling and my markups. I save all my markups in my folders and I do my journaling. I write down everything from a psychology perspective, from trading perspective, from errors, everything, every single detail that might help me tomorrow. I'm going to write it down, because if tomorrow I'm struggling with something, I just go back with my previous days I watch them, I read them, I rewatch the markups, why I did certain mistakes that I'm repeating again today, and how to avoid them. And this helped me massively. Journaling and saving markups is extremely underrated, in my opinion.
I agree. Can you speak on the importance of having a group? Is it a small group of people? Do you guys all trade the same way? And how valuable is it for you to have that call every day with them?
At the beginning, I was like, I don't need a group. I just learned the systems, Yeah, there's the Discord group. I'm gonna send the markup sometimes, and that's it. But trading is a lone path. It's an extremely lone path. Whether you trade with a group or not, it's a lone path because I'm responsible for my own trades. You are responsible for yourself. I never take responsibility for what you do or what I do. Whether we share analysis or something, if I see one of your analysis and it says, okay, we're going long bias, and I take that long, it's not your responsibility. It's completely my fault if that trade goes wrong. So I think having a group and having a group, a mentorship, somebody that can teach you on a daily basis the little tricks and tips is extremely important. Is extremely important because, as I said, trading is a lone path, and you have to have your own. You have to take your own accountability. There's no boss, there's no teacher, there's nobody that have to, hey, did you do the homework? Did you do the task? Did you finish? Did you work out today? Did you do your markups today? It's all on you. If you don't take your own responsibility, nobody does it. So having a group, my group is pretty small now. Having a group that calls on your mistakes, on your shortcomings. Hey, you smoking too much weed. I don't know. You didn't work out today. You just get your things together and take responsibility for your things. Having a group is very, very important. It's crucial. And I am both in ASFX, in your Discord, and my own little private Discord, and it's helping me a lot. ASFX is helping me. I'm helping my boys.
I love that. What are your thoughts on all because you're on Twitter and everybody can follow you. I'm going to put the link in the description. What's your thoughts on like the financial information on Twitter? Do you find it's valuable? Do you find it's like a lot of people saying the wrong stuff? Like, how do you use Twitter?
I'm not following financial information anymore on Twitter. Not as much as I used to. I just use Twitter to interact with other traders. I use it to share my ideas and markups and trades. And yeah, sometimes I just take an insight. For example, I read something, I take an insight, take some little information, and then I go, for example, I open up my browser and start doing some research about it. Because Twitter can be a lot of BS sometimes.
For sure. What do you think of all that like smart money, SMC, ICT stuff?
I knew this question would come, bro. Come on.
Come on, bro. You know I gotta ask.
Listen, I'm not sure about the ICT guy himself, but I don't like his students. I'm gonna tell you. I know this is going online. I'm gonna be beefing with some people after this show, but
you can take it, man.
Oh my God. I had a beef a few weeks ago with some guy that he posted something online, and a lot of people in the comments were like, isn't this like just, he was talking about something like I don't even breaker block or something. I was like, bro, this is just a break and
retest.
Like,
I remember
why
I saw
you have to
posted
change
that, bro. And they
like
all were coming at you, bro. They
bro,
loved
everyone was on my
everybody.
profile that day, in my DMs, insulting me, like threatening me. I'm like, bro, I just shared my opinion. I trade this way, but why you have to change the name of something that already has a name?
It's weird,
Like
bro.
if my name is Mo,
it's
I'm
to
not.
make people buy into the story. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just making people buy into the story. And I just remember, you never have to answer any of those people on Twitter.
No,
bro.
of course I didn't. After like a few hours, my DMs were blowing up.
That's
And
crazy,
my
bro.
comments were, my phone was ringing every few seconds, and my fiance was like, "What is going on?"
Right.
Like,
Who's your new girlfriend? You're like, no, it's these little like 20-year-old kids picking on me because I don't trade ICT.
Nah, they ain't even 20 years old. They might be 15, 16. They think they
Right.
found the algorithm to the markets because somebody told them.
Right. What do you think about it,
Marvelous.
Tom? I haven't asked you, Tom. What's your opinion on all that stuff?
I've not got one. I don't, you know me, I don't get involved. I don't look at it. I don't care.
Dude,
Is it
I'm
going to
pretty
help
sure
my
Tom
trading?
deleted his Instagram. I haven't even seen Tom. I sent Tom a funny meme on Instagram and he's like, bro, it says post deleted. I'm like, yeah, bro, because I sent it like a week ago. It's fucking deleted because it was a story and it's gone. Tom doesn't even do social media. That's how you know Tom's a dad now. He's not even on social media anymore.
Yeah. I think there's pros to it and there's cons to it, but I'm not interested in any of that Twitter beef or anything like that. Like, the market is made up of different opinions and they're going to trade their way and we're going to trade our way. And it's not about us being better than them being better than us. Everybody can win in this game. And so I just try not to distract. Like, I've got too much stuff going on in my own to worry about somebody else. So yeah, I've got no opinion on it. Good luck to everybody that trades in the market is my advice.
Trading is hard enough. Right.
It fucking is. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think there's many different ways to make money. And I think what people mostly beef with those Twitter guys, it's just like the cult-like following where they like attack like that, right? Like how they just swarm Mo's DMs because he says something. But Mo, you and I share similar beliefs in a lot of things. And I feel like that is a characteristic of a lot of people nowadays, right? To just attack people that they disagree with rather than open their mind to maybe listening and seeing why, right?
Exactly. That's the problem. I just shared my opinion. Like, isn't this a break and retest rather than a break or block? Why you guys have to change the name of everything? I had to mute the thread. I had to mute that post because literally some of them were extremely aggressive, and I was like,
yeah,
listen, it's funny, it's entertaining, because ICT guys are actually entertaining. It's a whole circus. I consider them a circus. It's a cult. It's bullshit.
It's crazy.
But after a while, that just a lot of them even blocked me. They commented on my
and then they block you
post, and they blocked me. Like, where's your comment? I can't see your comment,
bro. Don't be a pussy. That is so weak, bro.
That's absolutely weak. That's absolutely weak. Because you in Italian we say you throw the rock and you hide your hand. I don't know if you
come on. Yeah, of course.
Throw the rock and you hide your hand. Like, why?
Dude, that
if you can stand your opinion, just talk to me. Just share your opinion with me. Tell me why I'm wrong, why you think you're right, but just don't comment, insult me, and block me. Like,
no, bro, that's weak, bro. Weak.
Extremely weak.
So what do you think about all the funding companies nowadays? Because we've got new ones popping up every day. We didn't talk about this much. We haven't mentioned it. What are your thoughts on the prop firm space right now? What are your opinions there?
I think that's a huge opportunity more now than ever for traders to get funded and to actually make big money. A lot of people back in the days, I remember like 10, 15, 20 years ago, people was able to trade only if they had huge amount of capital, whether it's a loan from a bank or from a family member, from friends. But now you can actually trade money that is not yours, but the profits are yours. Mm-hmm. So it's a win-win for the traders. It's a big win.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you about to say something?
No worries. I finished.
No. So when you're working with some of these guys in your private group that I know are a little bit newer, are you finding that like almost all of them just want to get funded? Like no one's even trying to trade with their own money. Are you seeing that as well?
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even think back, Tom, like when you found ASFX, nobody was really doing stuff prop firms with us. I was like, not only James. It was just James. Got to give James credit.
Yeah.
James has always been ahead of the curve. It's that bald head, bro. He rubs his head and it tells him what to do. It's like a crystal ball. No, but seriously, bro, like no one was talking about this prop firm stuff. And now look at how popular it is. Look at how many firms there are. So what are your thoughts on it, Tom? Because you were the first one, Tom, to say out loud. I know it was not like your idea or whatever, like, but you were the first one. You were going to be like, there's going to be a multi-million-dollar challenge account. There are going to be firms that lower the barrier to entry. And now look at what's going on with Surge Trader and all these other firms, multi-million-dollar funding opportunities.
Yeah, I think that they're always only going to get better and better. I think when somebody shakes up a bit of the industry or a market, you're always going to try and then see a flock of new companies trying to outdo each other. So it's going to be a great It's a great space whilst everybody tries to find that equilibrium of like where the margins are, what can we really get it down to? And that's only going to benefit us as retail traders, because prop firms are going to either have a cheaper challenge, they're going to have bigger accounts, more favorable rules. It's every which way possible. It's going to get better and better and better for us as retail traders. And I said that probably this time last year, and I still believe that it's going to get better for probably the next 4 to 5 years, because I think the business model for them, if they can get it right, is very good. Whether regulations come in and change all of that, I don't know, but I think you don't need bricks and mortar to run a prop firm. Everybody's like, even some of these big ones are having remote people in and things like that. So the business model is great for them if they can make it last. So therefore, it's only going to get better for us. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think we've got a great chance to learn. We've seen the bull markets of 2020, 2021. We're now seeing some bear markets. So we've traded through some really tough times. And I think if you can start to learn the process and understand the opportunities that are available in like where could you be in 5 to 10 years time? I think this is an opportunity that could change everybody's lives that are starting to learn to trade now, if you have that timeline.
And look at what that more capital can do for you. I mean, look, we have guys that are in the Black Shirt Club for 3 months, and one of our guys over 25K on his account this past week because he had a 500K account. So it's like you said, it'll just pour. All the money you've lost in trading, all the money you've invested, if you get to that point because of these prop firms, it will just pour like buckets. And I think what Corey from Surge Trader had mentioned to me when I was there last week, he's like, prop firms are going to chop into the traditional brokerage house. Like, think about like Fidelity and TD Ameritrade, where people put money to buy stocks and do stuff like that. The prop firm industry is going to disrupt that. As they offer more assets and more things to trade and lower barriers to entry, people will stop putting as much money at Fidelity. A small percentage, but it's going to grow over time. If the prop firms continue to exist, it could be you could see the prop firms take 25% of market share. That would be huge for the Vanguard, Fidelity, and to get the money. Like everybody in our generation, nobody in our generation wants to give Vanguard and BlackRock more money. We all want to keep it for ourselves and do it right. You guys are smiling because you know it's true. So
yes,
this is
exactly.
Prop firms are the bridge.
On any of like your pension funds, your anything like that, you're paying commissions, you're having to put in your full capital. You're not leveraged in any sort of way. You can open a prop firm account, and like you say, you can get 100x, you can get 500x, and what's really at risk is only the cost of the account. And if people start to realize that, they can still buy their Apples and Teslas and hold and things like that as these prop firms are getting better and better, and all they've got at risk is £1,000 of their own money.
It's crazy.
Very, very good way to potentially diversify if people are aware of the opportunity.
I mean, I can't think of a better way to make money. Yeah, you're going to lose the money at first when you start to learn how to trade, and that's why you should start on a demo. But there is no better return for your money. But it just might take you a lot of practice and a lot of time to be able to make money. But if you can, where else can you go park $1,500 and get $300,000 of buying power that even just 1% of that makes you 2x your investment? There's like no other side hustle kind of opportunity like that nowadays. Nothing.
The first time I heard about I heard about FTMO was actually from Luca when after I bought your course and he came here. So how is everything going? And he showed me. So there's one more secret I gotta share with you about the trading industry. I said, okay, go on. And he showed me the FTMO website. And we went over the website, and I was like, what is this scam? He said, no, this is not a scam. I said, bro, what is this scam? What are you showing me? Like, I asked you for a course to learn trading, and now you bring. He said, no, this is actually real. And okay, how about you lose the money? And then he explained me everything about the prop firm industry and stuff. I was like, it seems like too good to be real. At that time, I only heard about my Forex funds and FTMO, and now we have hundreds of prop firms. But the funny thing is that I get DMs on Twitter on a daily basis about people. Hey, I see your markups and your strategies. It looks like really well. One guy recently, he texted me. He said, I'm trading divergence, but I am not consistent. I keep taking a lot of losses. Can you please teach me your way to trading divergence? I said, yeah, it's fine. Of course, I can join my mentorship, and it's a 3-month course, and I can teach you everything from A to Z. He said, yeah, how much is the course? I gave him my price, This is, by the way, something that everyone wants to learn. You give them the price. Sorry, no, I'm not interested.
Oh, bro, welcome to my life, bro.
Fair enough. I didn't know that. But since last year, when I started sharing my work on Twitter, I get these messages, and everyone wants to learn for free. I mean, I get it, but come on. And this guy asked me about my divergence system. I told him, yeah, listen, I can help you, but this is the price. He said, no, listen, I have that amount saved. He texted me from, I don't remember exactly which country. It was an African country. He said, I worked for like 5-6 months to save up that amount. And it's because I want to buy a challenge, but I have to perfect my strategy, and I need your help to, entry signal, exit signals, and risk management, stop loss placement, and all that kind of stuff.
Basically everything.
Exactly, because I have that money saved up for a challenge. I said, listen, you don't have to buy a $200,000 or $100,000 challenge at first. Start with a 10K, 20, 25K. Start with a small one. The 50K even would be fine, and then you move on and you move forward. But people want
free, people want it quick, bro. That's how it is, bro.
The problem is they want it free, but the biggest problem is they want it quick.
Yeah.
And I had to learn it the hard way after taking loss after loss after loss. There's no speed in this game.
Definitely. You have to be
slow and steady, constantly. Yeah. You have to keep constantly walking.
So you have to have passion for it. If you don't have passion for it, you won't. It's not a side hustle for somebody that just wants money. You have to be passionate about trading
100%.
if you're really going to make it work. Otherwise, it's probably just luck.
Exactly, 100%.
So, Mo, what would you tell yourself if you could go back in time to when you first started trading? What would you tell yourself?
Stick to rules. Don't break the rules. If you are given a certain amount of rules, stick to them and don't break them. I think I would have done a lot better if I didn't try to change your trading system at the beginning. You can do it after a couple of years, maybe, when you have good knowledge of the markets and of the trading systems, of indicators, of like a good general knowledge. In that case, yeah, I did it after 2 years, and now my new system is working perfectly for me. But when I learned the A, I remember Luca at the beginning. He was my kind of mentor. I was learning the course, the A1 and the D1, and sometimes I sent him markups, and he used to scream at me in audio messages, Mo, stop! Don't do it like this. You have the rules written in the. He used to send me his PDF with all the rules written down. He said, listen, follow step by step this.
And you still couldn't do it.
And I still couldn't do. I was doing the opposite. So I
crazy,
see this,
right?
I see this, oh, look at this is a shift candle. No, that's a shit candle, actually. So okay, and then I learned the hard way to, okay, if there's a rule and if something is working, why change it? And I learned this in my trading process. Well, if something is, because sometimes I had made some mistakes, like last year, for example. Some things were working and I wanted to try something new, and that completely fucked up my whole month. Why? If something is working, why change it? Why bringing some new stuff to it? Why bringing innovation? If something is,
it's your ego.
If it's if it's 200 years old, if it's working, it's working. That's it. You're making money off of it.
Right.
So stop
it's
trying
the same
to change rules, system.
Right. It's the same reason why people want to be right. It's because their ego says, like, you need to be right. You need to develop the strategy for yourself. You need to do everything. Yeah. Like, you have to cut your own path. It's like, no, not at all. Not at all.
And last year I learned that my job is to make money, not to be right.
That is it.
And when I had this shift in my mind, everything changed. I'm trading emotionless. If I take a loss, I literally don't care. I just turn off my PC and move on.
Yep. I love
emotionless.
I love it. Were you going to say something there, Tom?
No, I was fully intent on listening. I think it's so true. I think I was thinking, what would I tell myself if I asked myself that question? What would I say? And I think mine would have been, work very, very hard. You only get out what you put in, and stop trying to take shortcuts, because the more shortcuts you try and get, the longer you make your journey. I think that's how I'd have kind of answered that one. How would you have answered that question if you could go back 8 years?
Yeah, I wanted to ask him the same question.
I think all of the losses I took in the beginning were at first just low in accounts, trading too small and over leveraging. And then everything else after that, like my biggest problem, like I've said to you before, Tom, just moving stop losses. I just hated being wrong. So I pride myself now on liking when I'm wrong and being quick to just say, yep, I'm wrong. And then no one even remembers I was wrong. Whereas back in the day, I thought everyone would remember when I'm wrong. No one remembers when you're wrong when you do it quickly. No one cares. No one even gives a shit at all, right? And then on top of it, it's like, you think people are going to care when you win? No one wants to hear that. They're probably struggling. They don't give a fuck when you win. That's why I've never shared how much money I make. Same thing with Mo. And like we talk about percentages, yeah, but like
Never.
dollars,
Yeah.
yeah. That, bro, if you tell somebody, hey, if someone's clearing 50K a week trading, it's going to either just give the person that they're speaking to that's new bad, expectations. They're going to have unrealistic expectations. They're going to maybe be beat down and think like, oh, I could never get to that point. You know what I mean? So it just, you disassociate from that. And then you look at my trading. If I just would have been better at being wrong and just not move stop losses and just take losses better, I'd definitely be way better off than I am now. But I'm grateful for where I am now. But I think a lot of traders do that. I think I'm very average, honestly. I think most traders move their stop losses and don't want to be wrong. And if they just stopped doing that and just got stopped out and then didn't get back in with double the position size and just had a plan for what happens after that first loss, they'd be fine. But nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to buy the funded account, YOLO on one trade, all 5% risk. Let's go pass this bitch in one go. And if I don't, I'll buy another one with the money I make from driving Uber Eats. That's what everybody wants to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most important thing you just mentioned, the moving the stop loss in order to be right. I'm gonna share something with you that I have never told anyone except the guys in my Discord.
Oh, let's go. We're getting into the juicy stuff.
Exclusive. I love it.
Last year, I moved my stop loss on a trade. I took 2 consecutive losses. They were very small losses, but my bias was there. My entries kept coming and coming and coming. At a certain point, I moved my stop loss way too much and I didn't check how much, and I lost 35% of my capital in a single day.
That'll teach you something.
Yeah.
A couple of things, probably. How did you handle it? What was the next step when it finally hit stop loss? First, how did it feel? Because I've been in that position, bro, myself. When it finally hit stop loss, tell everybody how it feels, because I bet you it's not what they'd expect.
Actually, it hit the stop loss overnight.
So while you were sleeping.
I kept moving my stop loss all day. And at a certain point, I went to sleep and I couldn't even sleep. I woke up like several times during that night. And the last time I woke up was like 5:30 in the morning. I checked, was like, oh, I'm in positive, a few $1,000s in positive. I went back to sleep. I woke up and I didn't put my stop loss back to break even. And I lost 35% of my entire capital.
It's crazy.
It felt extremely bad. At that moment, I thought, okay, I'm going to quit trading. This is not for me because I keep fucking up things like this over and over again. I stopped trading for a few days, I think 3-4 days. I came back the next week, the next Monday with a fresh mind. I said, you know what? I don't care. I still have some capital. I'm still good to go. I'm going to start over, recover that money. I actually recovered that money in a matter of two months, maybe.
Wow.
And made more of it.
That's awesome, bro. What do you think was the key to the recovery? That's what everybody is going to want to know. What most people statistically, they lose 35% of their account. The account is done. They're done. Right, Tom? Let me call my data guy real quick. Tom.
I would expect that if you lose 35% in one trade, the chances are very slim that you're getting it back.
Yes. So what do you think was the key to digging it out, Mo?
2 things. Accepting that you made the mistake and you have to recover. And the second one is that this was my only option. There's no only option. I have to make it. I have to come back stronger than ever. Now I could even lose 50%. No, kidding. I would feel it.
What did you do to come back? Did you stop trading for a few days and do markups? Like, what did you do?
Yeah. I did a few markups, but I didn't just like that day when I woke up and I saw the loss. I saved markups. I still have them, I think. But I didn't open TradingView nor MT5 or anything till the end of the week. I didn't want to hear the word trading till the next Monday. I was completely off. I was doing everything else like a child, I was living like a child without thinking about anything. And the next Monday I came back, I reviewed my mistake. I said, okay, it happened. Let's not do it again.
Live in the moment. Analyze the past, but be in the moment. How are we going to be better from this? Yeah. I appreciate you sharing that, bro. That's a really relatable story. I'm sure you are not the only one. I mean, I know you're not. I lost 40 grand in the first 18 months. Like, we've all been there taking big losses, bro. Yeah. So 35% of your capital, X amount of dollars, whatever. Every trader, I think, that goes through this business for a long period of time takes losses. Tom Canfield lost $500,000 and he's been trading for like 30 something years. So everybody at some point takes a big loss. And like Tiger Woods says, it is not about the success that you achieve that makes you you. It's about what you overcome to achieve that success that makes you, it defines you. So I think that's
I really wish traders would find better ways to learn from their mistakes and not losing 35% overnight.
You're right, bro. But some people, it has to be that substantial.
Over
it teaches you a lot, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's hard. It's hard, bro.
But it taught you a lot, bro. Yes, but it taught you a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
It makes you stronger, like you said.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. This has been awesome. We're going to wrap it here, boys. Tom, I appreciate you. Moh, I know the audience loves you. I appreciate you as well. The stories you shared, the insight you shared, I hope that the audience takes a lot from it, because I know I did. It's always good to hear some of the just like the tried and true trading tips and advice that you shared today. It's always a good reminder for any trader of any experience. So Moh, everybody will be able to connect with you down. I'll put the Twitter and everything down in the description to the video. People who are listening and watching, make sure you subscribe so you stay up to date on our future episodes. And if you have any questions for Moh, put them in the comments on YouTube. We will ask him when we bring him on again later this year. Moh, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Tom, thank you very much,
brother.
Oh, of course, bro. And to our listeners, thank you very much. We will see everybody in the next episode.